What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with the next episode of Educate and Dominate, the one and only interview series where we take some of the top names in the game and get their insights so we can bring your game to the next level. Today, we are bringing you a new style of the Educate and Dominate, the YouTuber edition. And I wouldn't be able to do this without one of the top trending, one of the biggest YouTubers and fastest growing YouTubers out there in the Some of This War community. We have ourselves today, Mr. ShreddedPuzzle. What is going on, my man?
Not much, Childish. I'm glad to be here.
Right on. Thank you for being here. Once again, as you guys saw within the recent changes in the game, we have now had some influencers be recognized in the game. And so I was able to connect with ShreddedPuzzle and see what we can do to assist you guys that are looking to essentially get into that YouTubing and streaming world and possibly, help out the influencer, the Some of This War community as we do too. So what we're going to be talking about today is a variety of things that Shredded does with regards to his, mirroring software, PC and editing software, some of the things that he does on his YouTube channels as far as, managing it, making thumbnails, creating his page, in addition to the actual content in and of itself, the intros, the outros, the channel content, as well as some of the things that you can do to improve the visibility of your videos. But without further ado, we need to get to the one big question that is sticking in my head. I can't wait to hear from you is what got you motivated after 2 years into this game to start your YouTube channel and get on going with that?
I think really if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it would be my guild, because it was like a really fun community. We interacted a lot, and I just found that I really enjoyed helping other people, making their teams in a simple way and explaining things in a way that is understandable to a lot of people. And then I was like, how about I upload a YouTube video? And because I was kind of like a late game player at this stage when I wanted to go into YouTube, it was actually pretty good for me because I could show off that, speed teams. I'm not sure if you remember, but those were my first videos I uploaded onto YouTube. And yeah, I think a lot of people were interested in it. And yeah, and it was good for educational purposes because there weren't too many other speed teams out there at the time, I think.
Right. No, I could not forget that day. Definitely the Man Crush Monday episode was a very, very exciting one for me. I remember seeing your YouTube channel start and the first 3 videos, sitting there, you had under 100 subscribers, videos hitting anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 views. I was looking at the video. I was blown away, and I was just like, wow, I need to stop what I'm doing and let the community know what he is going on. So I put your video out. Obviously, my video did not need any help because the quality of the content you bring from start to finish is second to none, and you just grew beyond bounds. No one has ever matched the growth of your channel and the Some of This War community. So that is why I have brought him here, guys. I want you guys to be able to learn from the best so that if you want to get into this and assist the Some of This War community growing, we're going to get that done. So let's get right into it. The first thing that we're going to take a look at is just kind of the overall setup before getting into the creation of the videos, and that's going to be the mirroring software. What do you particularly use for that, and how do you go about setting that all up?
Sure, okay. So right over here we have Air Server open, and this is what I use to mirror my iPhone to my computer. Now, I have had a little bit of experience mirroring an Android device using Google Cast, but it seems to be a little bit laggy for me. You guys are going to have to see if that works for you. But yeah, if you're looking to make YouTube videos, you need to figure out either a way to record on your tablet or your device, or a way to mirror it to your computer and then to record on your computer screen. And I think a lot of people and a lot of YouTubers do record on their computer screens. So Air Server is really good. It works really well with any Apple device. And yeah, it only costs $10, and that is like a lifetime membership. So it really isn't too much. And I don't actually have my phone with me right now, so I can't show you how the mirroring takes place. But all you have to do is you have to connect to, on your phone, an AirPlay option. I think you scroll up from the bottom, and there should be an AirPlay option by the other settings like brightness and all of that. And yeah, you hit that and you connect to your computer, and then next thing you know it'll pop up, and yeah, you'll have it displayed on your screen. As far as other mirroring softwares go, I am familiar with SideSync, which is for Samsung devices, I believe, exclusively. And as far as Android goes, I'm not entirely sure. There may be, I'm not sure. Childish, do you have any experience with Android tablets?
Android, with regards to Android tablets, in addition to SideSync, one of the big things that I have seen a lot of people utilize is MobiZen. I've heard a little bit of conflict going back and forth as far as the latency issues and having a little bit of that lag. But overall, I think when it comes down to the proper settings, you can definitely get the job done with that. In addition to that, for not just the Android side, but the iOS side, one of the applications that I use that I've really found a lot of great help, or it's been able to work really well for me, is Mirroring 360. So shout out to mirroring360.com. Shameless plug, right? Shameless plug. They didn't pay they didn't pay me for that one, but they have a great application for iOS users as well. Really simple, easy to set up, and just like you, it was a simple $10 to $15 to get the code and utilize it on your PC, a key for your PC, so that you can use that from here until whenever you're done. So all of these are definitely great options. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And I know the other alternative would be recording on your device. And as far as iPhone and Apple devices go, I don't think there is any screen recording software out there. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there isn't. But for Android, I know that MobiZen is an option to record directly on your tablet or device. And you can even commentate your videos while you're recording with MobiZen, because it will capture your audio. So that is another way that if you don't have a computer, for example, you could record a video. And I believe it even has webcam support, because I have a couple of guildmates who have made like a few videos just using MobiZen with a small webcam enabled, like for your camera phone, and then their audio. Gotcha. So you could get started using that if you have an Android phone. But if you want to take it to the next level and you're really serious about YouTube, I really recommend getting a screen mirroring software and recording on your screen, because usually the quality is going to be better, and you have more options of webcam supports and things like that. You don't have to rely on your phone camera, which may not be the best.
Gotcha. And then with regards to, moving to that next step, once you get everything set up on the mirroring side, you're going to need something to go ahead and record. There's quite a few different options out there. What do you feel is probably the best option to use?
Sure. I think the best and easiest option would be OBS, and it's completely free. Everyone can download that and begin using it. I actually don't use OBS. I use Camtasia over here, because it also functions as an editing program. And we'll get to that. But anyway, all you do for Camtasia, and this is pretty much going to hold for all recording softwares out there, you hit record screen, it's going to pop up. You have your webcam here. You can record your own audio from your mic, whatever mic you have, usually your inbuilt laptop mic if you don't have a better one. And then it will also capture your webcam. And you do not usually need to capture in-game sound for Summoner's War, because most of the time we aren't even too concerned with that. We usually put other background music in the back. You hit record, and as soon as you do this, it will begin recording your screen. And as long as your video goes on for, you just let it go. And then you hit stop recording after you're done. So we'll just show you an example right here. And then I can show you what happens after you finish recording. So right here, let's say we recorded for 6-7 seconds. Definitely not long enough for a video, but it will be fine for what we're going to do right now. You save it, and now it's going to pop up in this menu over here in the Camtasia app, and you will be able to edit it. So for example, I can change the size of my webcam. I can change the size of the screen, which normally you will have to do because Air Server, I don't record in full screen. You can add audio tracks, so you can add in case you record your audio in a different software, you can add that, or you can add music. So let's take an example of maybe a recent one I did, which was the mass summon. Now, here is all the editing that took place here, not really too much. So on the top track, we have best of music 1 hour, no copyright sound. So this is just background music. And what I did was, you also want to change the levels of the volume. So it starts off at 100%. And because generally music is a lot louder than your audio, you're going to have to lower it down. It's all the way down at 4% right now. And then here's my audio track, which is the audio I recorded in a different software, but you can also record it directly with OBS or Camtasia. Usually that's what people do, and it'll just be hooked up to your webcam and your gameplay, and that will be easier for you. But anyway, you can adjust the settings of that as well by moving this meter up and down. And then you have your webcam, which you can also resize, or let me actually show you right here. They're actually split into three, so you can resize it right here. You can even crop it out. I actually do crop it out because otherwise there's too much empty space, I feel. And then on the bottom we have the gameplay, and that's pretty much it. And then once you're done editing the video, then you just go ahead, you produce it, and it will take a bit of time to render. Render is what we call when we're producing the video, and then it'll be done, and then it'll be ready to upload. But yeah, that should be a pretty general overview for editing. I don't want to go too much into depth because we could talk for ages on this subject. So yeah, that should be good.
Gotcha. And then I saw at the very end there with regards to your face cam and whatnot, one of the things that I feel like everyone's kind of made mention about is the quality of your sound. So for the people out there, have started YouTube, a lot of them, even like me, when I first got started, I spent 2 years on my phone using the mic of my phone to record my audio. It was very unprofessional, but it's what I had to make do. You've obviously turned it up a notch. You've gone out of your way to invest in yourself and purchase a nice microphone to improve your quality. Can you tell a little bit about that, your experience with the microphones, and which one do you use?
Sure. I use the Blue Yeti mic, and it's a pretty common mic among YouTubers. I think it goes for, well, when I got it, it was about $100. I'm not sure what it goes for now. But a cheaper alternative, which is also really high in quality, is the Blue Snowball, which a lot of people use as well. And I think that is as low as maybe $60. But yeah, if you're really committed to YouTube, what I would recommend is actually starting off with either your inbuilt mic, or maybe you have a $10, $20 webcam with an inbuilt mic with it, or even your phone mic should work for the beginning. Get into YouTube, see how you enjoy it. And if you feel like this is something you really want to do, then you can make the investments and buy a microphone. But I would recommend, Blue Snowball, Blue Yeti. The other one, which is fairly commonly used by YouTubers, I think was the Audio Technica 8020. I can't exactly remember the name, something like that.
Yep.
Audio
Technica it's a really good company. They make a high quality products here. I myself also use a Blue Yeti Pro, and then I use the Rode PSA arm and the shock mount that goes along with the Blue Yeti, just so I can reduce the amount of like humming and background noise and whatnot there too.
Sure.
So that I can alleviate that issue. Cool, very cool, sir. So one of the things that we do generally when we get the editing for the video done, that's just one part of it. People can take that raw footage, upload it to YouTube and call it a day. But, obviously there's a lot of different things that you do in order to improve the quality of your videos and whatnot. And one of the things is creating the thumbnails for the audience. So can you tell us a little bit about your thought process on thumbnails and how you edit it, and what's the, how do you go about incorporating it into your videos to make everything better?
Yeah, for sure. So here we have an example of the thumbnail of a video I just uploaded, which was the mass summon video. And yeah, so I think, okay, the first thing I do, and now this is not completely necessary, especially when you're beginning out on YouTube, it isn't too important to work too hard on your thumbnails. But if you do want to take it a step further, what I would recommend is basically I try to find a key moment in the video. So for example, for the mass summon, I summoned a NAT5. And that is definitely a key moment. So I screenshotted it in the Camtasia recording while I was editing. So let's find where I got the NAT5. It was right around here, right? Yep, pretty much right here. So what I did was oh, my bad. We go back here and I use this other software, which is really handy and it's free to use. And it's called Lightshot, I believe.
Yep.
And you just take a area. So for example, I want this in my thumbnail. I take that, I save it, and it will save onto my desktop. And right here, you guys can actually see all the evidence of all of the screenshots I've taken for previous thumbnails.
Yeah, buddy.
And yeah, so screenshot 10, I believe, is the one we just took, which is this one right here. All you have to do is open up. So I use Photoshop for editing thumbnails, which can be kind of intimidating when you are newer to editing. Childish, do you still use Pixlr?
Yeah, Pixlr.com. They have an editing software right there. I feel like that one, and I think it's called GIMP. Two great free-to-play freeware software that you can time and play. Some of these were way too long. Great free-to-play software that you can utilize that can definitely get the job done. I think Photoshop has a lot of unique features that would make things a little bit easier. But I definitely believe that GIMP and pixel art, for the majority of you that are just looking into creating something new, for it, and it's going to add a little bit of value to it. So speaking about value, I know that you're talking about setting up this thing. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Why do you feel that the thumbnail creation is such an important part of people being able to improve the quality of their YouTube channel?
Yeah, okay. So I think that really thumbnails drive a lot of clicks and traffic to your websites. And if you can make the best possible and most clickable thumbnail, it can get people to click onto it. And that comes into the category, like a lot of people frown upon clickbait, but the most of what people do and what people say is clickbait usually isn't. It usually is just making it attractive for you to click. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. So, like, for example, I could have put less effort into this video right here and maybe took, I don't know, just a lightning. I think I actually have, when I'm really lazy, I think I have a lightning image here. Maybe I don't have it anymore. But yeah, I wanted to make it as attractive as possible. I took the best screenshot of my most excited expression too, and I put that here. And I made sure to cover Vanessa, of course, so that you can't see which Nat 5 it is. So that it's even more suspense. You want to click on, you want to find out what Nat 5 I actually got. And yeah, and that's pretty much it for the thumbnail, I think. Like, I feel like the most important thing you should be doing is creating the best content you can create and trying to help other people if that is your goal. And I think pretty much anyone on YouTube usually begins to help others and maybe educate others or share how they experience a game. And yeah, if you can do either of those things, those are the most important things you should try to focus on. The thumbnails are just the, cherry on top of the cake to help drive more traffic to your YouTube channel. If, I don't know, if you feel like your content is really top notch.
Gotcha. All right. And so I'll take a quick second to kind of explain a little bit of my history. A lot of people that have known me, I've been doing my YouTube channel for a little under 3 years now. And with regards to the thumbnails, that has definitely been by far one of the things that I've radically changed over the course of the time there. Initially, like everybody else, I did get started with just basically whatever the in-game like YouTube put up in there, and then I started to see everybody incorporating thumbnails. So I went on to YouTube or Google.com, got some random background, and then put a couple of words so that I can make it a little bit visible and whatnot. But ultimately, what I did initially early on was make a cookie cutter kind of thumbnail to incorporate and essentially change a few words just to keep things simple. It worked for a very long time. But it actually was ShreddedPuzzle that motivated me and inspired not only me, but I'm going to speak on behalf of a lot of people in the YouTube community to kind of blend that concept of making the thumbnail, visually sound while not making it too complicated. You've seen a lot of people, if you look at different YouTube channels and whatnot, they got all these things going on with regards to their thumbnails, but ultimately you can essentially, like he does, take a crop of it, make it bigger, make it readable, put a couple of words on there to let people know an idea of what's going on with the video, and then that's it. Call it a day. It doesn't have to be too overdone. As long as you get the point that you're trying to portray in your videos, that's going to be a big thing. And of course, anything to kind of spice it up, as ShreddedPuzzle has shown with regards to the summons and his 5-star, without giving too much away, is a nice little icing on the cake. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. In front of everybody that's listening to this, my motivation to improve my thumbnails and without creating an overwhelming amount of work has been just by seeing your videos. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No problem, Childish. You flatter me. But anyway, here is all of Childish's thumbnails. And as you can tell, pretty much what you should do in the thumbnail is make it a blurb of your video, like the key moment that you want people to watch, right? Like, for example, right here, he's done a great job. And you can tell by the view count as well. The thumbnails which are the most attractive, like, I want to click on this. I'm like, what is going on here? A new real-time arena strategy with double Garuda. He's pinpointed the exact thing people are going to be interested in, and then he's added in a couple of words like, what the heck is going on here? And yeah, people want to click. And right here as well. we have Trap City. People look at this defense and they're like, how does this trap him? I really want to check this out. Like, this doesn't seem like a really strong defense to me or something. And people click it. And that's exactly what you want to do in the thumbnail. But again, this is only like the optimization step, I feel like. I feel like the most important thing is to work on your content, and the thumbnails will come over time. The main thing I would do is just take a screenshot of the key moments. And even if you're not too Photoshop or editing savvy, you should be fine just with the screenshot alone because of how good the graphics of Summoners War are and how clickable a lot of things are.
Gotcha. And we'll definitely be talking about a few things that adds to that optimization effect with regards to tags and whatnot for SEO.
Sure.
We'll be looking into that a little bit later. But overall, yeah, great comment there here. One of the things that I want to go ahead and hit up is the YouTube channel. Once we get everything set up, we make the videos and whatnot, we get to put it on there, and there's a lot of different things that we can do in order to just make our presentation of our YouTube channel or YouTube page really, really nice. So would you be able to showcase your YouTube page and tell us a little bit about your kind of details and how everything you got set up?
Sure, okay. I've actually just changed it today, especially after the thing launched on the App Store, or, well, not the App Store, what am I talking about? In the Summoners War app, because I feel like maybe newer players are going to be driven to my website, and in that case, I want this guide right at the top, which are my main like compilation of beginners guides that I've done for Necro, and then my team evolutions for these ones, and maybe can help people out and show people what I'm about as like an educational channel. As far as over here, you always want to put maybe, okay, so here is where new visitors are going to be directed. And you want to try to make sure it is either your most exciting or most engaging video you feel like, because this is the first video a lot of people are going to watch of yours. So you want this to be good. And down below, these are just going to be all my uploads in order, because maybe if some people are coming back every day and maybe they're not subscribed, they can just take a look at this bar down here and be like, which videos have I missed? I can just click that one. And you can even scroll up to, I believe, like 15 different videos, which is pretty good. And then down below, I want my most helpful, or the playlist I think will end up being the best viewed, and a lot of people will be able to benefit from it. So over here we have the beginner guide, because I feel like a lot of people may be beginners who are coming to my YouTube site in the near future. And then down below we have just a compilation of all my Summoners War videos, which is pretty much almost exactly like the uploads up top. However, this will be a playlist. So for example, if people want to watch videos one after the other, they can click on the playlist over here. It'll open up in a new page. You can just click one video and it will pretty much autoplay all the way through if you want to. And yeah, so these are just playlists which are not too hard to make. You just go into the playlist section, you create a new playlist, which you can title it whatever. So let's call it Childish for the purpose of this video.
Yes.
And
oh, right.
Yeah.
I made it, Mom. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm on the page.
You got your shout out, Childish. And then you just add whichever videos you want. And you can also add videos which aren't even yours, but for this video, because we're focusing on your own content, you're going to add videos from yourself. And whichever videos you think fit in the category are going to do well. And then once you create this playlist, you can go back to your channel and you can add it to these blocks down here. Because like, I could change this out for that new Childish playlist if I wanted to. And that is the whole idea of, I think, making your YouTube page as attractive as possible. Again, these are minor optimizations that you can do over time. Because, for example, I actually want to point out my guildmate Tim, who has been doing really well and uploading very regularly on YouTube. And he's growing very quickly as well. And he doesn't actually do any of these. He doesn't even do thumbnail. Oh, actually, he is beginning to do thumbnails because we have the text right here. But yeah, it shows you that really you do not need the thumbnails to get going. Those are only future optimizations. And also, you don't even need the perfect layout of your YouTube channel. But these are things you can work on if you want to, I feel like. And yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And then, just to kind of add there, with regards to the organization on the right side, you can definitely throw out some feature channels. So if you're a subscriber to some people, you can set it up to where you feature certain YouTubers. This is a great way to, intertwine the ecosystem, right? Intertwine the influencers and get everybody connected with one another. We are YouTubers. We are here to help, but ultimately we can't do this without working together. So this is a great way that you can incorporate that collaboration aspect and help one another grow. Other than that, I think that's the other thing that I wanted to mention here. I do want to point out the usage of the horizontal layout. As you guys see here with regards to his uploads, the beginner guidelines and whatnot, the layouts that he's chosen for this is a horizontal fashion. There is an option to go horizontal and vertical, but if you go vertical, it's only going to showcase a couple of the pictures, and it will list like the guides or the videos, like basically in the listing format. You're not going to be able to see all the images. And so, with regards to your YouTube channel, you want it to be inviting, you want it to be colorful. Going with the horizontal approach, I really do admire. I like that setup there, and I think that's going to be great, especially if you are looking to take it to the next level and start to incorporate a lot of the different things that really make your videos pop out, like the thumbnails. So yeah. Great setup there. Last thing that I wanted to add is that I want to give a shout out once again to Tim. It's a great segue into the next topic that we're going to be hitting up. That value of working on the content and creating the content in itself is the most important thing to listen to. We're going to be talking about a little bit of the intro work, the outro work when it comes to videos. Ultimately, you can make the best intro, the best outro, and the best thumbnail. But if your content is not on point, that's going to be an issue for your channel to grow. I think that Shredded, I think that's really one of the real reasons why you grew leaps and bounds is, like I said before, your quality of the content was really good from start to finish. And I really encourage people to look at Shredded and try to use him as an example and basically cater to your strengths. This is what we're going to talk about here in a second. So channel content. Hit me up with regards to that, Shredder. What do you feel is the most, what should people focus on? There's a lot of entertainers out there. There's a lot of educational people out there. What do you think people should focus on when getting started?
I think the most important thing is to focus on what you enjoy, what you're passionate about. So for me, I like teaching. I like explaining things. I like breaking them down. And then you find a way to do that inside of the game. Like, for example, I do a lot of Guild War videos now, but I do them strategy based and try to help you guys deal with different team comps, which are pretty often occurring. And then I do all TOE guides. Like, I love doing dungeon guides, but unfortunately in Summoner's War, there's a limit to how many dungeon guides you can do before you just run out of content. But yeah, so I chose the educational route. I try to make it as engaging as possible and as exciting, but my main purpose is entertainment. Now, for you, it could be very different. You could just naturally be a very funny person, very entertaining person to watch, in which case just watching your Guild Wars, and even if you don't perform at the top level, you can be way more entertaining than me or any other YouTuber really out there. So I think you need to play to your strengths and what you feel passionate about, because if you're passionate about something, you're probably going to be able to commit the time to it and become good enough at it.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and that is what... Yep, go ahead.
And with regards to the time that you were making a good note on, when it comes to some of the YouTubers that are at your size or whatnot, we have, been able to look over all of them here, and we see that the majority of them, are making, videos on the daily. For the newer YouTubers out there that are looking to incorporate this, what would you recommend as far as like the consistency of their videos and how they should incorporate that when creating that YouTube channel?
Okay, I recommend daily uploads is ideal, but of course, a lot of people will not have the time for that. And if you don't, just try to keep, I would say, a consistent schedule, regardless of how much you can upload. Even if it is 2 or 3 times a week, make sure it's on the same day every week. It'll also keep you motivated to keep up with it, If you have I've got to get this video out by this time. I feel like that's really good for motivational purposes. And yeah, I think that is what I would recommend. And also, don't put too much pressure on yourself to have to upload every single day. I think the most important thing is always going to be the content. If you create an amazing guide video that took you 2 or 3 weeks to make, but it is definitely one of the best guides on YouTube. Then is time well spent rather than making, you know, maybe 20 other videos which are subpar quality, or you feel like you're not really contributing too much, or you're not enjoying yourself. So yeah, I think try to make the best content that you can possibly make. Try to be on a consistent upload schedule. It doesn't have to be every day. And that's pretty much what I would recommend.
Yeah, definitely quality over quantity when you first get started out, and then of course as you grow, as you evolve with regards to the YouTubing, you can definitely incorporate more videos while maintaining that consistent status. So I like that, sir. I like that. Okay, let's get into some of the actual videos in and of itself, right? So when we're thinking about videos, a lot of people have seen a variety of YouTubers. Some things they do differently, some things they do not. Video outros and intros. What are your particular thoughts on that? Should they be incorporated? Are they useful? What do you think?
My thoughts on that are actually that I feel like they're not something you want to try to focus on, because even if it is quick to make, I feel like it doesn't add too much to your video. Again, it goes in line with all of the further optimizations you can do to your videos, but I feel like it is probably lower on the list than a lot of other things. And also the fact that some people get too involved in their intros, and maybe they want to make a 15-second, 20-second, or even 30-second intro. And people are usually going to click away before even going through that, you know? I feel like getting people engaged right from the get-go is the most important thing on YouTube, because people have short attention spans. They want to get right into the action. Gotcha.
And then the outro is more or less the same thing. It's ultimately not too
outros. Outros I actually think are very good. I actually don't do them because I don't know. I've never made an outro. I've never felt the need to, but I do think outros are really good, especially if it can route people to other videos, because if someone is willing to watch to the end of your video, it is more than likely they enjoy your content and they will want to click on to another video, and this can ease the process for them. So making an outro with an ending card, which is another thing that we're going to talk about. We can even talk about that now. YouTube has added an ability to add an ending card where you can add suggested videos for other people to click on at the end of your video. And it can direct people who have watched through your whole video to another video on your channel. And yeah, it can be good for getting them to watch more of your videos, which will make them more of a active viewer for you, and that's always a good thing. Gotcha. But again, like, these are all optimizations. I feel like really it all comes down to content and your passion for it, and those are the two most important things, I feel like. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. So after the content is made, we played around with the intros and outros. We get it up on YouTube. I think there's a lot of different things that people can do. Again, for those that are want to take it a little bit a step further to go ahead and optimize, make things a little bit easier. Can you explain to us some of the features that you utilize in the Video Manager series and how that's been able to assist you in reducing the amount of time that you have to spend in between videos?
Sure, let me do that. So we'll go into Video Manager here. And now this is what I do. So I go into, now while it is uploading, you're going to be on an editing page where you can edit the title of your video. So I've created this title. You can edit your description. And generally in the title, you want to make it engaging. You want to make it exciting. You want to leave them wanting more, or wondering what is going on in this video, and making them want to click. It goes in line with the whole thumbnail optimization too. And then you just create a description and this isn't too important because a lot of people don't even read the description, but yeah, it's added info in there for any viewer who wants to check it out. And now down here we have the tags, and if you guys are not familiar with internet sort of ranking systems, then you may not know what tags are, but basically what these are keywords to help people find your videos. So we have the keywords here are going to be Summoner's War, ShreddedPuzzle, SW, clips, Summoner's War clips. And the whole idea is if people enter these keywords into the YouTube search, my video has a chance of showing up. Now, it depends how many of these keywords are actually entered. Like, for example, if they type in Summoner's War, this video is not going to be the one that pops up. It is going to be the most popular Summoner's War video, probably an advertisement by them. But if they type in enough of these keywords, like maybe, I don't know, Summoner's War, Eclipse, Mass Summon, this video is probably going to come up because this is pretty much the only video by that exact title. So you want to do these tags to try and line up with your title and what your video is about. You want them to be relevant, and you want them to be keywords that you think people are going to search. Like nat5s. Maybe someone's going to search nat5s in the YouTube description or YouTube search. Maybe someone who's more nat5s. So that's why I've included them in here, because I've also included nat5s in the title. So yeah, they kind of are in line with what I'm trying to, or what the video is about. And that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. And then with regards to like did you showcase like the cards there? Did you want to take a look at the cards?
Oh, okay, yeah. I actually never even use the cards, but because I'm way too lazy to do it, but I should be. All you have to do is scroll up to the last 20 seconds of your video, and now I can add, for example, a video or playlist. This is probably going to be the one that you want to add for sure. And it can be your most recent upload, best for the viewer. YouTube is going to pick the video which they think matches with the viewer, which is like, I usually go for this option because YouTube is going to know the viewer better than I am. So I'm going to go for that. Create element. And then all that happens is you're going to have this box over here that you can even resize up to this limit. And it will just be a thumbnail of another video that they can click on. So if they've watched the ending 20 seconds of your video, they'll have this option to click on this video. And if the thumbnail is engaging enough, then they might click on it and be like, okay, they're going to watch another video of yours, which is always a good thing. Now, let's go for other options. You can go for a subscription if you want to make sure they subscribe. But usually I feel like maybe it isn't too important to go for the subscribe, because if they've watched the end of your video, they've probably like committed enough to actually go for the subscription themselves. But sometimes you have to remind people. So it's always not a bad thing to have. So here we have the subscription icon, and maybe I put this video, the video for the viewer up here. And yeah, then this will be it. They'll have the option to click on here to subscribe and click on here to go to another video. And there are other options. You can link to other people's channels and a link to another website. And yeah, that should be pretty much it.
Yeah, with regards to the end screen and annotations, all that can be done with the visual stuff that people can see on the PC or mobile device there. If you look on the one right to the right there, the iCards, the little information circle next to end screen and annotations, that is a way of incorporating at least 5 different tags that you can put in throughout the video and whatnot. So again, just similar to like the end screen annotations, you can incorporate a video, you can incorporate a playlist, you can put them throughout your video so that people will have a little pop-up on the top right of your corner. It's a little information circle, a circle with an eye, and then you can go ahead and choose whichever video you want. Generally speaking, one of the things that I like to recommend is if you have like a summonings type of video, or if you have like a Guild War type of video, videos that kind of relate to the video you're putting out, so that if they like that video, they can click on it. Or if you have a video that just came out and you want to refer to a previous one that you made, you can incorporate it, you know, within the video, and that will again assist you in having people, you know, check out more of your videos. So a really, really good option there. Both the end screen annotations as well as the card feature, really nice features to go ahead and incorporate if you're looking to increase the views of your videos. Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
All right, so the next topic we got here is going to be hitting up that audience engagement. One of the things that I really like to point out with regards to YouTubing is when you get involved in the YouTubing world, you've made the video, you've made the intro, the outro, everything's been put on there, and you're like, oh my God, everything's done, I'm good, I don't have to do anything else. But ultimately, there's a lot of different things that you can do with regards to your post-video production to again, you know, make a little bit more engagement with your audience and communicate so that you can interact. They really, really enjoy it. So, Shredded, can you tell us a little bit about your kind of setup? What do you do after the video is made? How do you go about connecting with your audience? What's the best way you do it?
Sure. Generally, what I do is pretty much right after the video is uploaded, I go to the comment page right here. And you just wait for people to comment and you leave a reply. Now, I feel like for new YouTubers is pretty important because it shows that you're very active, you really care about your community, and that will keep people coming back for more. And yeah, and that's what I did when I first started out YouTubing. I actually believe I replied to almost every single comment with a pretty detailed reply. But at this point, we do get a lot of different comments, and it is hard to answer all of them. But we try our best to answer as many as we can. And it just shows that you do care about them. You want to answer their questions in addition to the video you put out. And it just leaves people feeling happy. So I would recommend try to reply to at least 5 comments on your videos. If you don't have 5 people commenting yet, that's totally fine too. Just reply to as many of those as you can, like preferably all of them. And yeah, it just leaves people feeling good about themselves. And if other people check out your videos and they notice how active you are replying to other people's comments, they're more inclined to watch you and stay connected with you, I feel.
Yep. Engagement is everything. One of the things that I like to incorporate in my videos is I like to do, basically when I'm finished off the video, if I have something that I'm talking about or whatnot, and I really would like to get the opinion, I like to remind my audience, please feel free to put, what you feel about this topic in the comment section down below. Let's go ahead and debate about that. I would be crazy not to mention the fact that a part of my education in this game has came from the community. I am not obviously the end-all be-all person that knows everything about this game. So, one of the things that I did, with regards to my YouTube channel is create the Educate Dominate series so that I can get a lot of people with a variety of knowledge and bring them forward to you so that we can all grow and learn from them. And that is, for me, not only being able to communicate with them on that side, but like I said, being able to create different types of conversations, organic conversations with your audience, and thereby maybe even using their conversations, some of that constructive criticism so that we can utilize it to improve. Because some of you guys that are new to the YouTube scene are going to be having different guests that stopping by that have been watching videos for 2 to 3 years. They might actually have something to provide for you. And ultimately, yes, we are going to get some haters. It's just part of the game. But keep your head up and just continue to push forward. You will definitely see the value at the end of the road. So, most def. Anything else you want to add to that topic?
No, that's pretty much it. I think you covered it all, Childish.
Gotcha. And then one of the really cool things for the people that are really looking to get into that advanced stage, we've gotten all the videos made, we've commented and whatnot, but now we're looking to really take our views past the thumbnails, past the tags, and really try to create that optimization factor. So can you talk a little bit about SEO and what kind of things you have done in addition to your YouTube and titles to really improve the optimization of your videos?
Okay, so I think SEO would pretty much come down to tags, which we kind of talked about. We can go a little bit more in depth though. So the key thing that you want to try to do for search engine optimization is you want to have a word in the title and then that word repeated in your description and then that word in your tags, because that will give you the maximum chance of being found if people search that keyword. And that is why a lot of these words that I am using for my tags are also overlapping with words in my title. And I try to put them in my description as well. Mm-hmm. And that is pretty much it for search engine optimization. Now, we could also talk about, there was another thing I wanted to talk about on this topic. Not sure. We can go to the next question. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Gotcha. One of the things that I wanted to ask you as well, I believe you mentioned it early on, after you get involved in the YouTube scene, one of the best things you can do to, continuously grow is not only do what you have to do personally, but working in conjunction with other YouTubers and influencers in the Summoners War community. So what's your thought process on, collaborations and what do you recommend to your viewers out there that are looking to get involved in YouTube? Should they be focused on themselves, or when do you think they should incorporate the collaboration work?
Okay, yeah, that's really a good question. I think you can do collaborations right from the get-go. I think that's really a good idea because it's always a lot more fun to do a collaboration video. And I feel like people also enjoy watching them quite a bit more. And it will also help you get added exposure for both of your channels, which is always a good thing. So I think, yeah, definitely go for collaborations. And yeah, focus on your content, of course, but that doesn't mean that you have to seclude yourself from society and just practice, recording for 5 hours a day. You can have fun and you can collaborate with people, and it works out pretty well. When I began YouTubing, I think I collaborated with you, Childish, as well as Knightley and Sean B, and that really helped my channel grow in the early stages. So it was definitely a good idea for me. And yeah, there's no, I feel like people also enjoy watching the videos, so it gets more views compared to your other videos. So it's really a win-win situation, I think.
Gotcha. And then, of course, with regards to that topic of channel exposure, I think one of the things that we can leave on, as we're talking about all this positive stuff, we probably, I'm sure you can think of, 2 to 3 things, maybe even more, of things that YouTubers probably should not do to create like a negative, aspect on their channel. One of the things that I noticed with people was, hopping on other people's videos and trying to link their video and say, hey, check out my video or check out my YouTube channel, without, essentially, contacting them and whatnot. What are some of the things that you feel are like the top, things out there that YouTubers should not do, just in general?
Okay, that they shouldn't do. I think, yeah, your point is pretty good. I think maybe another really important point is never be disrespectful to anyone else, especially if you have some influence in the community, because I feel like when you get to a stage where you have a decent following and a decent subscriber base, they really look up to you as a role model. And I think it's really important to always be respectful, even though you're bound to get hater comments. It always happens. There's no one in the world who doesn't get a hater comment. And sometimes you do get heated. Like your initial reaction is like, oh my God, this guy is completely wrong. I don't know what is wrong with him. I need to tell him off. But really you need to contain yourself and respond to it respectfully, or just not respond to it at all. I think that's an important thing that YouTubers should not do, respond in an emotional and aggressive or angry way. Yeah. And another thing I think that maybe YouTubers make a mistake of, not really sure. I feel like maybe another thing that you could make a mistake of is maybe not trying your hardest to actually engage your audience. And by that I mean like maybe you've had a tough day of work and you just want to record and relax. But I feel like you should always try to be a little bit animated or a little bit excited when you do start recording, because that really adds a lot to your video and makes it a lot more engaging and entertaining. You don't have to be like over the top, most excited person in the world, but just try to, keep like a reasonably louder voice and try to talk about what you're doing. Okay, actually, let's talk about another thing. I think that maybe a lot of YouTubers make a mistake of not talking enough, like going for silence parts of their video, like maybe for 5 seconds, 6 seconds while they're thinking. I think always when you're thinking, you should be explaining your thought process to keep people engaged. That's something I do, and I feel like that can benefit other creators out there who, pretty much whatever you're thinking, just say it. That's what I feel like is good when you're YouTubing.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. I like that approach to that. And there's really nothing to really add on my side. I think you make a valid point that while you definitely want to be in a positive state of mind when incorporating your talking within the video and whatnot, ultimately the over-the-top aspect that some people do is definitely kind of, frowned upon. So again, it's all about going back to what we were talking about from square one, being yourself, focusing on your strengths, and your audience will tell you, they will respond to you, by those comments, by those, multiple views, by those likes. Your audience will tell you what they really like about you. So continuously listen to your audience and just kind of use that to, push forward. So real cool. That's pretty much it for the questions that I have for you, Shredded. Once again, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you wanted to add? Some last minute words, anything like that?
No, Childish, I think we did a pretty good job covering all we needed to, right?
Yes, and most definitely. For as always, while we have brought on Shredded to provide this great knowledge, ultimately we are just two people trying to help out the community. If there's something that you guys feel that you would like us to discuss in the future, please feel free to put it in the comment section down below. As both Shredded and I stated before, we wouldn't be here without you guys. You guys are the backbone. You guys are the foundation of everything that we do. On behalf of Shredded and myself, I want to say thank you for everything that you guys do, and I look forward to go ahead and continuously making great videos with myself, as far as and of course with ShreddedPuzzle as well. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, do me the honor, show your support. I'm sure this is kind of a silly comment, but if you're not following ShreddedPuzzle, you are wrong. Go ahead and click his YouTube channel, check it out, search ShreddedPuzzle at YouTube, and so we can get him growing bigger and better than ever. All right, that is it. I am done. It's your boy Childish and Shredded Puzzle with Childish Plays checking out. Take care, and we will see you in that next episode of the Educate and Dominate YouTubers edition. We are out.